Anyway, it's that time of night. As you can see, it's getting a bit dark. It's terribly windy outside. It's totally irrelevant. And I'm watching TV. I go down for the night. And talking of going down, that makes me remember my friend Graham. Graham and I were in the pub the other day, and he told me a wonderful joke. I thought it was very funny, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. And it involves. I won't spoil it for you. I'll just say it's quite an old joke, so you may have heard it before. If you have, I do apologise, but it's about a Frenchman and Italian and a Geordie. Now, I guess it leans into racial stereotypes of Frenchmen and Italians being great cooks and chefs and great lovers. They love their ladies and they love their food. And the third one in the story is Geordie. Now, for those of you who are unaware of Geordies, they're a very special breed of people who come from Newcastle upon Tyne. Apparently, you have to pronounce it like that, Newcastle upon Tyne. That's where they're from, and it's in a place in the north of England. I went there a couple of times. I have to say I enjoyed it, and just next door is a massive shopping mall, the biggest one in Europe apparently. Damned if I can remember what it's called. And when you're talking about this neighbouring city with a Geordie, you're not allowed to mention Gateshead at all. But anyway, Geordies, they love their football, and although Newcastle's a city, they call their team the Toon. And up the Toon, they say, and they drink bottles of Newcastle Brune. It's incredibly musical accent. I love it, I have to say. Strange thing though, Geordie women sound a lot better than Geordie men. They say things like "Hadoo and shite." I've no idea what that means. But anyway, just to set the scene, really, I think it's important to tell you what Geordies are. Strange creatures that look like Everton mints, with black and white shirts they often wear. Anyway, I digress. The joke I was going to tell you. So there's a Frenchman, there's an Italian, there's a Geordie, and they're in a pub. An unlikely scenario, I know, but, with what European and everything cultural, it's something I think we should celebrate. But they're in a pub and they're enjoying their drinks. The Geordie's drinking brown ale, whilst both the Frenchman and the Italian are drinking wines from the various countries. And the Frenchman just opines that the French are better lovers, and of course the other two just completely disagree. And the Frenchman says, and you'll have to excuse the accents here, I'm not very good. He says, it may sound Italian, it's not supposed to be, so bear in mind this is actually French. He says, when I am making love to my wife, I cover her with rose petals and I blow them off one by one. And she goes wild. And the Italian, and bear in mind this may sound a little French, but it is Italian, says, when I'm making a love to my lady, I cover her with honey and I lick it all off, and she goes, did I say wild or crazy? She goes absolutely crazy. And the Geordie's listening to this, and he says, well, when I'm humping water lass, I wipe my dick on the curtains, and she guns bananas.